was a little bit more concerned with my third pregnancy. But then I'm quite a realist anyway, and I kind of, you can worry that there's going to be a problem with the baby's heart, and actually, with having a child, there's always a risk of something being wrong with any child. So we tried to have the viewpoint, look, the heart's probably fine, and we could concentrate on that, and then we could have a scan and there could be something else wrong. So we tried not to focus too much on it. We know statistically the chances of it happening again were so small that we tried not to let it consume us. So we had our normal 12-week scan, which was all fine, and then we had our normal 20-week scan, and then we had a special echo, didn't we? Was it about 18 weeks? A couple of weeks before, so we went back to LGI, and we were really lucky at the time that we saw the same consultant that had originally diagnosed Evan.
When I found out I was pregnant with April, I was definitely more concerned. I was, with my both pregnancies, with Lily, my first, and then with Minnie up to a certain point, I was just quite breezy about it all. But this time, as soon as I found out, I was already thinking of all the things that could possibly go wrong, and I'd never really worried about probably just having a miscarriage. But this time, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I just wanted to get to the 12-week scan and probably the 20-week scan, really, because all I wanted to know was that there was nothing wrong with the baby. That's all I was desperate to know from the minute I was pregnant.
Yeah, when I was pregnant with Lydia, we were obviously really, really worried. At the same time as well, because we've got Cameron, and we thought, well, we'll handle whatever comes our way, really. But yeah, it was just naturally a lot more worried.
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely more concerned in my next pregnancy. With Tommy, my only concerns were sort of what they'd flagged. My first pregnancy with my daughter was really plain sailing, so this for me was completely different. Every little thing was a concern to us, and unfortunately we miscarried between Tommy and this pregnancy, so there again there was even more concern for us. Any little thing, any sort of stop of movement, anything like that was major concern to us.
I remember sitting in the waiting room, and they've got a little room at the back which they always took us into with Evan. We kind of always referred to it as the tissue room, and they'd take us into and go through what they'd seen on the scan. And I remember saying to you, if she takes us in that room, I'm just going to be in pieces. And I just remember her walking out of the door holding the scan pictures, and she just went, it's fine, it's all fine. And she just explained that she'd seen that the heart was perfectly normal.
When we knew about Evan's heart condition, we had a lot of other things checked out. We had Sam scanned, we had ourselves scanned, and we also went to see a geneticist just to see if there was any underlying conditions. And one thing he had said that I remember at the time was that there is a higher risk of having of subsequent babies having a heart problem, and said that is about 1 in 50. And sort of your initial reaction to that sounds quite high, and then he said, but it depends on your point of view. That means there's a 98% chance that you'll have a baby with no heart condition, and you sort of think of it like that. That's fine. You'd kind of take those odds most days, wouldn't you? So I think that we knew the likelihood was everything would be fine, but obviously we were well looked after, and we knew that we got an extra scan in just to make sure, which was reassuring.
When we was at the 12-week scan, I'm not much of a crier, those things, but I did, as soon as she started doing it, I started crying, just because as soon as I heard the heartbeat, because since Minnie had died, all I'd wanted was, just wanted to be pregnant, and it was like 6 months till we got pregnant, so I just was just really happy that she was there, and as far as she could tell, she was really nice, the sonographer. She didn't know, so we explained, and she was really nice, and she said, as far as I can see, it looks all right, but obviously I can't tell you much because I can't see in detail, but yeah, it was quite... But then at the 20-week scan, I was just ridiculously nervous, and we had to go through to Leeds, and I was just being sick with worry. I got myself real worked up, and we had to go have the scan, and then we had to have like a separate heart scan. But they took us into like a little side room, and I remember saying to Liam, I don't want to go in, because I've been in those rooms, with the sofas and the nice candles and pictures on the wall, and she just broke it real quick, and she just went, there's nothing, everything's fine as far as I can see. And I don't think I've ever jumped up so quickly to to hug a doctor, but yeah, I was just very happy.
With the 20-week scan, what happened, because with Cameron having his heart condition, I was monitored extra during my pregnancy with Lydia. So we had, I think it was about 18 weeks when I had it was a detailed heart scan for Lydia, which showed everything was fine. And then after she was born, when she was 6 weeks old, they did another scan just to reassure, which I think we were really lucky, because I'm not sure everybody necessarily always gets that, but it wasn't an issue for us. I think, you know, the care that we had has been really good, and that was really helpful.
We did also pay for 2 more private scans. We had obviously your general scans, and then we had extra as well. So we had a heart scan in Leeds, and then we did have scans later on in the pregnancy as well, just for my peace of mind, I think, really. But they did help. So I would obviously advise anyone to ask if they need it, if they feel like it'll bring them comfort and lower sort of the anxiety of it, then definitely ask for it.
During the pregnancy, we was always backwards and forwards to Leeds.
Yeah, we had scans from 20 weeks. We had a scan every 3 weeks, didn't we, in Leeds, and then in Scarborough they were seeing us like in between that as well. My midwife used to see me every couple of weeks. All I could think was that there's going to be something wrong with the baby, and even if it wasn't the same problem, I just didn't want there to be anything wrong. I just didn't think I could cope with any kind of bad news at all.
Obviously, when we'd had the scan at the 18 weeks, then we'd had our usual 20-week scan. For me, it really helped the fact that they were happy to do a scan at 6 when she was actually here at 6 weeks old. Just that peace of mind to make sure that everything was okay.
I just don't know if there is anything that anyone could possibly say, you know, that would make it any, because I had the same midwife that I'd had with Minnie, so she knew the whole background and the story, and you know, she was lovely, and everybody was trying to be really reassuring. Everyone was really good. They were trying to be really reassuring, and obviously work were being really nice. But I said to Liam, I just don't think there's anything that anybody could possibly say to me that will make me feel better until she's born. Because even at the 20-week scan, I relaxed a lot more and I felt better, because I thought, well, we've seen, you know, cardiology, like, I can't see anybody yet. There's nothing. No, they can't look in any more detail.
So now, obviously, I've got a 5-month-old baby that she's completely perfect bill of health. She's been tested over and over again for heart conditions, and everything is absolutely perfect. And she's a handful, but you're glad of it. You're glad of, you know, the work that she brings you, that you've sort of been missing for this time. And I think it does just give you a bit of peace in your heart after everything else.